Readers Entertainment Radio presents Booklights with your host, author Lisa Kessler. Booklights, where we're shining a light on good books.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Booklights today. It is our first Booklights of February, and longtime listeners know that that means we are focusing on all the love this month for Valentine's Day. And we're super excited that today we have Tricia Copeland on, and you guys are in for a huge treat because not only does she write romance, but lots of genres. So it's going to be an exciting chat today. If you have never read her books yet, let me read her bio here so you can get to know her. Tricia Copeland believes in finding magic. She thinks magic infuses every aspect of our lives, whether it's the magic of falling in love, discovering a new passion, viewing a beautiful sunset, or reading a book that transports us to another world. An avid runner and Georgia native, Tricia now lives with her family and four-legged friends in Colorado. You can find all of her titles from contemporary romance, now pinned under Maria Jane, and fantasy to dystopian fiction, all at triciacopeland.com. And I did put a link to her website right there in the show notes, so feel free to check that out. She has so many books for you to choose from, and also you can sign up for her newsletter. So without any further delay, how are you, Tricia?
I'm great. How are you, Lisa?
Good. Is it freezing there in Colorado?
No, we have a rare February 65-degree day. So
what?
Everybody's over. I'm going outside. I know.
Wow. And you're an avid runner. Do you go out and run even when it's cold?
No, I have a treadmill that, I like in the wintertime.
Yes. Okay. Well, it is February and you do have romance novels. So I was looking at The Perfect Office Pact. And do you want to tell everybody about, what it's about and why they might want to add it to their romance reads in February?
Sure. Perfect Office Pact is my most recent release in the Perfect Romance series. And this series follows a group of friends and each one of them's love story. So it starts out with Chloe in Perfect and Perfect Always, and then in As Close to Perfect, we see Bree in her romance, and then Perfect Office Pact, the main characters are Mira and Declan. Mira is a Hispanic girl going through a career change, and Declan is her boss, and they clash on a couple of things. Notably, he is on the autism spectrum, so he likes everything perfect and buttoned up. Mira is more charismatic and jubilant, so they butt heads a little bit on that, as well as he finds out a big secret about her past, and he decides that he's going to tell her about that, and she really sees that as a break of trust and her confidentiality. So she decides that she's going to take matters into her own hands and kind of blackmails him into giving her not favors at work, but extra training to help her get ahead. So a little gray, areas of gray with her personality as well.
Okay, so it's sort of like enemies to lovers, but also the workplace romance.
Right. Both of those tropes are definitely in there.
Oh, I love it. And this series, is this ongoing or is this like the last book in it?
It is ongoing. Like I said, it starts with Chloe's story, and the first book is a little bit different. It's called Perfect, and my thought was that I'm an older person, so I've lived a couple of years, and looking back, I kind of realized that through different stages of my life, a different person could have been the perfect happily ever after person for me. So in Perfect, you see Chloe in 5 different stages of her life, choosing 5 different love interests, for lack of a better term. And so I thought it would be kind of fun to be, the person that's reading it can decide who is the perfect person for Chloe, or who they think the perfect person for Chloe is, or maybe just based on their personality and who they like or are attracted to. So that was a fun book to write. And then in Perfect Always, I decided that Chloe needed, a happily ever after that was defined. So I wrote that in Perfect Always. And then I'm jumping between her friends and her friend group. So they all went to school at University of Kentucky and Lexington, and their friendships grow from there.
Oh, fun. So they don't all work at the same business. They're the same group of friends from like college or something.
Right. Oh. And so far, all these are set in Lexington, Kentucky, and I'm working on one right now with a character named Danny and her boyfriend. I can't remember his name. Oh my goodness.
We get Gareth. So many names.
Gareth is I know, I have so many characters. Gareth is his name. So I'm working on that one right now, and that is set in Lexington as well. But some of these other characters live in different places. So I might branch out and have them be in different cities.
Okay. Do you like to go to the place where you're setting it? Like, do you go visit Lexington just to get ideas of where people work or go on dates or whatever?
I haven't been to Lexington. I have researched it profusely. I have a friend who went to college there, so I use her. And so I don't really know why I picked Lexington. It seems like it's not a huge town, but it's not too small of a town where you're not going to meet new people. And so I don't know. I want to go there because I just imagine that it's beautiful rolling hills and, you know,
very green, right?
With grazing horses and green and warm. Yes. So.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that'll be a fun trip. You'll have to do a book signing when you're there.
I would love to do that.
Well, I have to tell you, because I write paranormals and I have a thriller trilogy, and the first book is perfect, but it's a whole different kind of perfect. Like, you have to be perfect because your life depends on it. So different flavor of perfect. But when I saw her, I thought, oh, kismet.
Definitely a different flavor. Yeah.
Yes. But I like that idea of like a choose your own adventure romance style, you know, where everybody can pick why they think that was the right guy.
Right. Yes. Somebody described it as a speculative romance. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I know that you also write in many other genres, because I poked around your website, and you have a fantasy series that's about to come to an end, right? The Realm Chronicles. Do you want to tell everybody, is there romance in those too?
There is. Every one of my books has an element, or at least one relationship that's a romantic relationship, because I feel like that's part of our real life. That's what happens in our lives. We fall in love, we fall out of love, and hopefully have happily ever afters with those or at least one relationship. So so all my books have romantic elements in them, and the Realm Chronicles features she's a Fae princess at the beginning of the series, and she's 15, and her father hands her the crown to the monarchy, and she's the first ever female monarch in her realm. So she has many challenges from within her kingdom, as well as the other kingdoms. Rulers don't really believe she should be ruling. So, and, you know, to add on to that, she's got this evil witch who's now an evil spirit haunting her for some unknown reason. In the beginning, we're not really sure why, but that develops as the series develops. And yes, so releasing this summer in July is the finale to the series. So we get all the good happily ever after feels coming soon.
Yay. Well, what inspired you to write, you know, an ongoing Fae series? Are you interested in that, or did you see something and couldn't stop thinking about it, or read something? What inspired it?
Yes, I definitely thought there was an advertisement for an anthology that centered around fantasy characters with mental challenges or mental illnesses. And I thought, and on the advertisement, there was a picture of a fairy who was kind of ducked down in between these grasses, and she looked scared or anxious, and the image of her just, I don't know, it just drew me in. And I started thinking, well, why is she scared? Why is she anxious? What's going on with her? So I wrote a short story about this Titania fairy character who had anxiety and panic attacks because she had lost her 4 brothers in a battle, and now she was the only child to take over her father's reign. But she has this problem. She has anxiety and panic attacks. So it was challenging her to be able and she questioned herself as well as people around her questioned whether she would be able to lead her country and do the things she needed to do. So you see that progress throughout the story too. And that anthology never went forward, but I had this short story and I wanted to do something with her. Like I was already invested in this character. So I put her in the finale to another series. She goes to the human realm and helps the witches and the vampires with the battle they have. And then because I can't let go of any of my characters, I started the Realm Chronicles series, which features Titania, but the witches and vampires from the prior series, which is the Kingdom Journals, weave in through the storyline. So they're both battling this evil witch turned spirit whose name is Sonia, and she becomes the main antagonist of the two I guess crossover series, for lack of a better term.
Right. Wow. Well, what are you, as you end the Realm Chronicles, are you going to spin it off into something else, or are you ready to say goodbye to the characters for now, or what's your plans?
I'm ready to say goodbye for now. Normally I will write a fantasy book, and then the next book I write is one of my romances, because in fantasy, people die, you put them through horrible things, and it's really hard for me emotionally to do that to my characters. So
right.
Then I write a romance where the worst thing that can happen is you get dumped, right? I mean, you're heartbroken, but you probably get over it 6 months to a year. You're better, hopefully, right?
You live, it's all good.
Right, yeah. Things take an upturn, you find a new guy, and everything's happily ever after. But this time I wrote books 4 and 5 of the Realm Chronicles series back to back, and just thinking about putting these characters, a lot of times in fantasy, they'll do the next generation or something.
Right.
But even thinking about like a new horrible thing that's going to happen to these characters just makes my stomach turn. Like, I don't think I could do it again.
They finally got their happy ending.
Right. So I think I might just leave it at that. It's a happily ever after, and I'm not going to give anything away, but so I'm happy with where they are right now. So, we'll see what happens in a year from now. I am trying, my new thing is screenplays. I'm trying to write a screenplay based on the first book of the Kingdom Journal series. So we'll see where that goes.
Oh, nice. Well, book-wise, are you writing another romance next? What's next?
I am. So the next book in the series, I think this is a little bit of a tidbit for people. I haven't said this to anyone out loud, I don't think.
Here we go.
So it features Danny and Gareth, as I mentioned, and they are young. So this age group of these characters goes from like Chloe's in college when you first meet her, but really her main story is like right after she graduates college. And a couple of years after that. So the lifespan there is generally like 22 to 28, 30. But Danny and Gareth are right out of college, first and second year out of college as well. I think the title is going to be My Not So Perfect Cop. So that's a little prequel, and I have about a third of it written. So I'm just working out all the ups and downs of their romance.
Oh, nice. And it's not finished, but do you think it'll be out later this year?
I haven't decided that yet. I need to, I hopped over to do the screenplay thing because I got a little, I don't know if I got tired after writing the finale to my other series, or I just felt like I needed something new. So I hopped over and did that. But I'm learning a lot about plot and character development and things like that. So I think it's going to help my writing overall.
Yeah.
But yes, I think I'd like to get it out this year, maybe in the fall. We'll see.
Very cool. To write a screenplay is so different than a novel. Are you like taking a course, or are you winging it? How are you writing the screenplay?
Yes, I'm taking a course. I did not think I could.
Yeah.
I watched some videos and found some information, and our instructor gave us 2 books, which I haven't read yet, but but it's very much a workshop course. So you all do it, you start writing them together. Obviously they teach you the basics in the beginning, and then you just start doing it, and then you share yours, and then you get feedback. So that's, so far it's been really helpful for me, and it's kind of ramping up my learning. So I think it'll be, a continual process while I make it more and more perfect. Right. Stop with that, I'm not sure. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you see, do you have a vision for eventually getting this out there, like a short film, or shopping it as a movie, or are you just learning?
I would love to shop it as a movie, and I guess it's just like, how much time can I input into that? Because it seems like a full-time job in and of itself.
Right. Yes. Well, I'll be sending you all the good vibes for that.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask about you've written in so many genres. Like, I when I was poking around the website, I was like, okay, well, here's paranormal and here's fantasy, and you have an Amazon thing going on, and there's, contemporaries. Is there a genre that you haven't touched yet that you're dreaming of? Are you going to write a sci-fi or a Western, or?
I don't know. That's interesting. You say something about Westerns, because I'm really drawn to those on TV right now. But this might be too gritty for me as well. I don't like horror. I don't like graphic violence. So those are ones that I haven't done. Even my dystopian fiction books, they are more kind of hardcore. They have some more violence in them than the other ones do. And I still can't get back to writing the finale to that. So I'm traumatized. I've traumatized myself.
You traumatized yourself?
With my own books, yes.
Whoops.
I have a couple hurdles to get over in that.
Yeah, there you go. Well, maybe you'll get the right inspiration and it'll all finish up. Do you just have one more book to go in that series?
Yes, the Love Like series. I have one more book to go, but and the reason I haven't gotten back to it is I published the first one in 2018, but it's based on a worldwide pandemic. And then in 2020, in 2020, when the second one was releasing, it wasn't a really good time. And just going back to that yet feels too soon.
Too soon.
But I do have two sisters that one of them has been kidnapped by the evil uncle, and the other one is trying to rescue her. And somehow I have to get these two sisters back together. But I still have to put them through hell to get them back together. So that's what's giving me pause. And just, I don't think anybody's buying this book right now.
Yeah. It's interesting though. I'm a little woo-woo person anyway, but I had, during the pandemic, or maybe right toward, when we were close to a vaccine, I had Kathy Reichs on, who writes the Bones books. And the book that she had out, she was promoting, had a pandemic that was spread from a thing from a body and all this stuff. And she said that it was so weird because she had written it before COVID, and the way it all unfolded, her publisher had her go in the book and write that, this was written before COVID and not relation to that. And you wrote that book. And I just think sometimes we writers have these little psychic twinkle, and we're tapped into a story and we don't realize the universe is going, red alert, red alert.
Well, in my book, they even blame it on the Chinese too. That was kind of like,
gosh. Yeah. Isn't that wild? Sometimes we write things and then we're like, whoa, I didn't mean to write the future.
No, especially not that one.
Yeah, this was not what I intended. But sometimes it's like we, download stories from the superconscious, and there's a little bit of whoa, there was the future. Whoops. But who inspires you? Like when you are writing a book, or you need a break or something, do you watch a show and go, oh my God? Or do you read a book and go, oh, I have to get back to the keyboard? Who inspires you?
Wow, there's so many things. And sometimes it's just people I meet. Like in the Perfect series, I kind of throw diverse characters together and see if they, see if they can make it work. I have a Black character, I have an Asian character, I have a Hispanic character, I have a character that's on the autism spectrum. So just different people and different personalities, different cultures inspire me. And just meeting new people inspires me. I really like being outside nature too. So that was a little bit of my dystopian fiction. When I was hiking, I would think about, how these kids would get from the California coast to Ohio without having a car, right? Or a plane or anything like this. So yeah, it comes from a lot of different places, like I talked about with my Realm Chronicle series and the fairy that was just hunched in the grass. I mean, and she looked anxious or scared. I thought, oh, maybe she has an anxiety disorder. She has panic attacks. And what does that mean for her and her world?
Right. I love that. It's funny. I don't know if you watch Shrinking on Apple TV, but it's a great show, and all the friends are all therapists. And but there was this latest season that dropped, there was a character who liked to go to the train stop. I don't know where they are. I don't remember where it takes place. I thought Seattle, but anyway, there's like a trolley subway stop, and he likes to go there and watch all the people and make up what they do for a living and who they are and all this stuff. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's what we writers do. We watch people, we go, oh, he's really a secret spy, and oh, he's not even human.
I know if people could be in our brains, they might be really scared.
Right. All that people watching. One time my husband used to produce a morning radio show. So we were on the West Coast and the show was on the East Coast. So he was up all night and I was writing, and we were sharing an office, and I turned around and he was watching the webcam from one of the hotels in San Diego that's facing the water. So you could see the breaking of the waves. It was really dark, so you could see the white when the waves would break. And I look over there and I'm like, what are you doing? And he goes, I'm just taking a break, watching the ocean. And he's drinking tea. And my writer brain, I blurt out, what if you turn that on? Because it's like 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, what if you turned that on and someone was burying a body out there? And he's like, what? And he's never done it again because he's afraid. But it spawned an entire book. I just couldn't stop thinking about, what if you work late at night and you turn on the webcam and there's something out there that possibly isn't human that's doing something. because webcams are everywhere now, and so I think that for some people it is really shocking the way your writer brain just latches onto an idea and a whole book can be born, right?
Definitely. I mean, part of my inspiration came from Stephanie Meyer, who just had that one dream about, two characters for whatever reason are in two different worlds and can't really be together, even though they're in love. And then there's this whole series now there's going to be the next generation. And yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I hadn't heard about the next generation. What?
Number 6 is coming out. Yes.
Wow, I didn't even know that. Wow, that's amazing. That'll be a big deal, I'm sure, for all those Twilight fans out there. Do you have, like, February, all of the streaming services troll out all of the romances, but do you have a favorite rom-com or something that's your go-to to get you in a good mood?
The Holiday is probably my favorite rom-com. There are several. I mean, I love Love Actually. I know not to watch Anora as a rom-com. Me and my girlfriend did that. We were like, oh, it's a romance. We want to go see a romance. Let's go see this. Great movie, but not a rom-com. So if you're looking for that, don't watch Anora. It's kind of dark, but that's okay. So yeah, I think The Holiday is the one I go back and watch the most. Though I just love, Jack Black and Cameron Diaz and all of those characters and how they kind of weave together. Jude Law is in that too.
He is. He's kind of beautiful to look at. Those eyeballs. People like that I look at and I think, well, they're not really human. They're magical, they're fae, they're vampire. I don't know, but well, I wanted to ask you about back to the romances, the college and new adult. Is there a reason that you gravitate to that? Do you just like writing like their first time of everything, or do you have ideas for older characters? What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's interesting because all my fantasies are YA fantasies. My dystopian fiction is YA, and then my romances are college or new adult. I just gravitate to that time in my life. I mean, it was so influential maybe it is for everyone, but right. For me, it was just very influential, and there are so many new things coming up for you, and you're still trying to figure out who you are, who you want to be. And, there's a world of possibilities out there, and how do I choose, and how do I show up, and what feels most comfortable for me, what feels most right. I had a lot of challenges during that time in my life, and I think that for me, reading was a way to get me through some of those things, and especially reading fantasy where, characters may be going through the same things, but the stakes don't seem as high as in the real world, and kind of just exploring, what does it mean to figure out where I belong in society, or then things like that. So I think that's why I write in that genre. I don't know, as I get older, maybe my characters will get older too. We'll see.
Well, that kind of dovetails into everybody's always really curious about what your writing journey actually was. And for you, did you always want to be a writer? How did you finally get published? And I think most of what I saw, you put out yourself, right? Do you tell us a little bit about what that journey was like for you?
Right. Yes. I am an indie publisher. I publish all my books under True Bird Publishing. So that's my publishing company. And so far I've only published my own books, but I don't think that's going to change. But yeah, so I didn't like writing. Like I have a podcast too, and I talk to tons of authors. They all like writing. Most of them got degrees in creative writing. Me had none of that. I didn't start enjoying to write until my graduate program. I was in a microbiology program, and my major professor helped me learn how to do technical writing, and had to do a lot of writing for that. You always have to write up your scientific studies and the ending thing that you have to do when you graduate, which escapes me, the word does. But anyway, so your thesis.
Dissertation? I don't know.
The thesis, that's it. So
there we go.
Then when I became a researcher, I worked for DuPont, and I started writing my own patent applications because the patent group was short, so more technical writing. But then, jump ahead 15 years, and I felt compelled to write. I experienced anorexia as a young adult, and that was a lot of my challenges. And so that was my first writing experience. I really just wanted to tell that story, but I told it in a fictionalized account of my experience. So that was my first series, Being Me. And I had a friend who was an indie editor and publisher, and she helped me edit it and, kind of get into the indie publishing world and see that it wasn't this horrible, scary thing.
Right. You could do it.
Right. And so then I had the bug. Then I was like, okay, now I published that 4-book series, Being Me, and then I wanted to write fantasy. So that's what I did. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Did you join critique groups, or did you just work with your editor, or how did you navigate all that?
Yeah, I've taken a lot of classes, some in person, some online, about like plot and character development and those types of things, because I did kind of have those gaps in my learning of how do you actually, and what's a plot supposed to be. And
right.
In the beginning, I just researched a lot of things. I had young kids. There was no bandwidth for classes or workshopping or any of that. But so I read a lot online and, how to write a story, what is a plot, what characters do you need? So that, and my editor really helped shape my books, because my first manuscript I turned into her was 200,000 words.
Oh, wow, that was long.
Yeah, and it was written more like a screenplay. Like, it was really heavy on dialogue, and because I was writing it just how I was seeing it in my head.
Right.
And I didn't really know how to do it any other way at that point. So the first 2 books of the Being Me series, just writing them took I started in 2008. So the writing and publishing process took 7 years. Just because, I was slow, number one. Number two, I had to go back and redo a lot of things after I learned what plot was and all of those things. So definitely I feel like my writing now has evolved from that, and I'm much faster, and I know how to set up a book and get characters from A to Z in a fun and engaging way, hopefully. And so
are you still involved in researching in science, or do you just write now?
I write I write both in my day job and my night job. So I'm a patent agent. So I help.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I help people.
You're always writing.
Right. Draft their applications, file their patent applications, and then at night I do my fun writing.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
The other is fun too. I enjoy writing whichever side it is, but the ones that for me is the fun fantasy writing.
Wow, that teacher really flipped the switch and changed your life.
They did, yes. I mean, I kind of realized I didn't want to be in the lab forever, and then my big aha moment, I was like, I'm a scientist. Like, I'm not a creative person. Like, how did I jump from doing that to this? And then I realized what I liked most about the research was figuring out how to find out the answer, because you need it to get your answer, right? But I love the creative process of what experiment did I need to do? How do I need to set up this experiment to get the answer we needed? So that was the fun part of it for me. And when I was kind of like, I'm tired of that fun part. So.
Oh, well, I love that. Before we run out of time, can you, if a reader gets really excited, they read the Perfect Office Pact and they're like, oh my God, where's the next book? How can they find you? Are you on social media? Should they just sign up for your newsletter? What's the best way?
Yeah, all those are good ways. If you go to my website, at the very top, you can click and get a free either fantasy or a free romance or a free both. Short stories that get you into those worlds. And then from there, you can buy them on Amazon. Everything's on Kindle Unlimited. And the Kingdom Journals as well as the Realm Chronicles books are also an audiobook. So those are a lot of fun to listen to. And those are the Kingdom Journals is wide audiobook, and Realm Chronicles is on Audible. So that's a lot of fun. But sign up for my newsletter, email me, and tell me that you either love them or hate them. And I always love hearing from readers.
Yeah. And I love to remind readers that a lot of times we feel like, oh, they're too busy, but we're not. And some days when we're really struggling at the keyboard and we get an email about how this book, helped me so much while I was going through whatever, it can make an author get back to the keyboard and keep going. So you could be the one who makes us finish the book.
Definitely, yes. I need emails of how to get these sister friends back together. So.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Well, thanks so much for being here, Tricia. It was great chatting with you. And everyone, go grab the Perfect Office Pact. It's out now. And the next book will hopefully be out soon. And definitely check out the Realm Chronicles. You can binge read books 1 through 4, and book 5 is on pre-order and will be out this summer. So thanks for being here.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks for joining us on Booklights. Be sure to connect with us at www.readersentertainment.com for articles, blogs, videos, and podcasts that matter to readers.